The second central event of the BeamNG Monster Jam Series heads to Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. Last week in St. Louis, Brandon Beal drove Superman to an impressive victory. This week, the jumps are bigger, but the stadium is smaller. Who can master the trickiness of Chicago? We'll find out next.
It's about that time, so put it up, let's get it on. Made it this far, time to show the world who's number one. Number one, pull it up to the line, let's do it. Let's do it. Anything in my way, I'm running through it. I watch the lights and my hands are sweaty. I hear the people screaming, so you better get ready. Yeah, cause when it drops, I'ma take the shot, rock the spot, make it hot. Cause it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that. Cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that time. It's been a long time.
The second week of the BeamNG Monster Jam Series continues on with the Central Division. We're here at Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. I'm Joe Rakowski, alongside me, Trey Bartow. This is a very, very unique track. Never really been here with monster trucks. It's a smaller stadium floor, with these ramps are very, very steep. These hits will be huge here tonight. What do you expect to see, Trey, for this event? 14 trucks here tonight.
From the way these ramps are looking, man, I'm expecting nothing but huge air tonight. I think these drivers are just going to let the truck fly and hope for the best whenever they come back down. It's going to be madness.
You can see that MX Hill, how steep that ramp is. That's going to produce a lot of big air, but could put the truck in trouble. You might see some guys land on the back, land on the front. It just depends, as this is a smaller stadium floor that's going to pose a little bit of a threat for these drivers. They were just at St. Louis last week. That's a huge stadium floor, then one of the biggest we'll go to, and then we go straight to Soldier Field. It's a smaller stadium floor, not the smallest, but that will definitely pose a threat as you could look around. And we, of course, have the backflip ramp here at the end of the track with the Beam Monsters logo right next to it. Basically, this backflip ramp sponsored by Beam Monsters. We'll go take a look now at our 14-truck field of trucks here for the second event. Starting us out, we have Mad Scientist and Will Graymont, Grinder with Caden Lemos, and Gravedigger the Legend with Malachi Rodriguez.
We have Iron Outlaw with Joe Sandrovich, Opaboard with William Seaman, and Wild Hair with Roland Holzer.
Then the next three trucks out, you have Madusa with Ashlyn Boyd, Monster Energy Brett Sierra, and then Bigfoot being driven by Keyshawn Richardson.
We have Bounty Hunter with Zachary DeLello, El Toro Loco with Conrad Evans, Lucas Oil Crusader driven by Jose Mills.
Then the final two trucks go out and do competition. Gravedigger Eli Bright and last week's winner, Superman Brandon Beal. Getting ready here to start out freestyle 14 truck event here. And first truck out, Mad Scientist Will Graymont obviously finished down at the bottom in St. Louis after his what we would call disappointing freestyle run, looking to rebound here in Chicago. Start time with some nice air over the bus stack.
Yeah, well, I mean, with him being the first truck out, as like we were saying before, we started, these jumps are steep as ever. So no one knows how they're going to react. So, I mean, with him being the first one out, it's kind of a good side. It's already sideways onto his side, a little bit of sidewalls here, but he's going to pull it back down already. You can already see those jumps tripping some people up.
Those are maybe the slowest sidewalls we'll see ever. I mean, those kind of looked like they were going to last forever. He luckily brought it back down. They can continue this freestyle run, almost what we saw at St. Louis last week, where he would have ended it early on, but this time he's able to keep it going and try and get through his run to try and score some points. Obviously, it's a points championship, top 8 in each division, move on to the World Finals in Las Vegas. So you want these points. Even if you don't win the event, you still want crucial points. Will Graymont only got 1 last week.
Not even halfway into the run, he's already shitting body parts there. He's going to hit sideways on top of that pod, but bring it right back down onto the truck. Every hit that he's done so far has just been huge amounts of air. He's going to get sideways again, but bring it back down. He's trying to get better than he did last week.
And he's on his side again and up and over on the roof. Can it come back down? It will not. And that will be it for Mad Scientist and Will Graymont. A decent way to start out the run here in Chicago with crazy hits, crazy saves all around. We'll take a look at some of the replays from this run.
It was a very decent run, like you said, but I believe there is still 20 seconds left on that clock. So not filling it up, but he got a lot farther than he did last time, so it'll be a better score this time. I don't think it's going to definitely not be the winning run score, but hey, you'll never know.
And you have to think about last week where what the scores were like when trucks did not fill the clock. These are the same judges as they were in St. Louis. And we saw at St. Louis, filling the clock meant a ton to those judges. So we'll see if it's the same here in Chicago, as there is the final hit for Mad Scientist. It is a 15, so that obviously shows that they are once again putting stock in filling that clock. These judges want you to go out and fill the whole 90 seconds, not leave anything on the table in terms of the clock. Second strikeout, Grinder, Caden Lemos goes straight with some huge air towards the stadium wall.
He is ready to get things going here already with massive air to start off with. Looks like he's going to hit the back of the MX Ram first truck. We see to do that. Huge air off of that, clearing the entire back side of it. Straight into an endo. What a leap.
That was a massive leap for Caden Lemos early on. This shows right now he is not caring. Huge air again, straight into the pod. Up and over he goes, onto his side, onto the side walls. And he brings the truck back down. What a great save
by him. Oh my, doing everything he can there, losing 50% of the body parts there. He has nothing of that truck left. Huge air again over the bus stack, going to land it on the complete other side on all four wheels into some sidewalls. He's going to bring it right back down. He's going for everything.
Yeah, obviously the disappointing run in St. Louis for Caden Lemos, shredding a tire early on his run. He's trying to recover from that more massive air, getting in trouble towards the backflip ramp, onto two wheels, onto the wall. It sets him back down, but obviously hit that wall. They will shut him down with just about 25 seconds left in this run, and it looks like they might let him refire here to continue on and see what he can do for the rest of this run.
They're going to fire him back up. He has 25 seconds left. He's going to go straight into the backflip ramp after firing up the Beam Monster's backflip. He does it as perfect as you can get it for being the first truck to use it. Lands it back onto all fours. Now he's going to get one more hit here on the back of it. He's going to do...
Oh my goodness. Oh, and what a hard landing for Caden Lemos. The wheel shreds off as soon as he hit that ramp. The clock doesn't expire, but with only 2 seconds left, you don't think that'll be too much of a negative in terms of the score. But what a freestyle run for Grinder.
Yeah, this one leap here was huge. Almost brought him to the pod section there, straight into it. A sky wheelie almost into a half backflip there, lands it on the back of the truck. This is where he got into some side wheelies and then hit the other side of the pod and then brought it right back over, luckily for him.
He was very lucky that was on top of the pod. He just used the lip of that ramp at the top to pull that truck back over. And right here, after that amazing save onto the wall, here's the backflip. The first truck to do a backflip here tonight. Lands it pretty much perfectly, a little bit harder on the rear end than maybe he would want. But then as he gets towards the back of the MX hill, this tire's just going to shred off right there on impact.
That was...
The knuckle even went flying. That thing's very heavy. You don't normally see that go flying. And a terrible landing for Grinder. But parts went flying. There's the knuckle. It must have bounced off the wall, but the score's a 24. So a great run for Caden Lemos. Puts him on top early on. That is a great score for only the second truck out. He right now sits in the hot seat after 2 trucks out. But next up, we have Gravedigger the Legend and Malachi Rodriguez.
Already hitting over the bus stack there, nice into a nice little slap-wheelie. That's the first slap-wheelie we've seen tonight, getting a little crossed up on that pod section, but he brought it right back down. So, as you were saying with Grinder, with more huge air from Gravedigger, the Legend there, he's going to land it into another slap-wheelie. I guess I would consider that. But as you were saying, though, even though he didn't really fill up the entire clock, it seems like as long as you filled up into the last 10 seconds of the run, you're going to get about what you would have got if you would have filled up the clock.
Yeah, especially with only 2 seconds left. You can't really deduct the guy for that. He basically filled the clock. He went 88 of the 90 seconds. That has to be well over 95% of the time for sure. But Gravedigger Legend Malachi Rodriguez trying to do whatever he can. Big air off the bus stack right there, landing it nicely. It's been some nice air for Malachi right here so far early on. But with half the run left, he has to step it up.
Yeah, I mean... Huge air there off the front of the MX ramp, lands it back on the all fours. I believe that's the biggest air we've seen so far tonight, and his truck's holding up pretty well. I think the only thing he lost was one of his headlights there, but he doesn't really need that in the first place. Up on the 2 wheels over the bus stack. He's going to land hard on his side.
And that's going to be about 20 seconds left. So obviously not filling the clock. About the same amount of time as Mad Scientist had left on the clock. A decent run from Malachi Rodriguez, but for not filling the clock, that's definitely going to hurt his scores right here. Nice air early on this run. It's going to land just a little bit crooked on the front, and right there's where the headlight went off.
Yeah, like I said, luckily the stadium's lit, so I don't really think he needs that too much. But right here, this is where he comes into the final hit. A little cockeyed, but he's going to go straight into the bus here. Almost put him into a 360. But then lands hard on the side.
And that would be passenger side right there. So we'll see as the scores are coming in. It's a respectable 20 from Malachi, even after not filling the clock. That is a good score, good run. Will put him currently into second position with 3 trucks out in freestyle. Next truck out, though, we have Iron Outlaw. Joe San George paddling that truck, looking to rebound after his terrible crash in St. Louis, where he lost both of the driver's side wheels. Looking to keep all 4 wheels on the truck here tonight.
I'm not sure if he was trying to line up for the pod there, or if he spun out trying to get lined up for something else, but he went for it anyways. And a little bit of an endo off the back of the racing lane into a slap wheelie there, so I would consider that a combination move.
And you can see those racing lanes are very steep on the back end, so you could get some nice wheelies off that. More nice air off of the van stack. Get comboed up into the pod, getting a little sideways off of there, but correcting it. Not going for the backflip at that point. He says a little bit too early for that. Looks like he's going to drive away from it. Now to the back of the MX Hill. Not the biggest aerial off it, but a nice landing right there. Nice soft landing for the Iron Outlaw truck.
Not the biggest we've seen off that, but definitely the cleanest landing we've seen off the back of that. Was another huge air off that jump right there into a little bit of a slap wheelie there. He's going to switch it around here. He's going to hit the back of the other racing lane. Maybe no, he's not. He's going to go over the bus stack. Huge air off of that as well. He's going to land it on the side, but put it right back down on all 4s. So far, he's had some great momentum this run.
Yeah, solid run so far for Joe San George to the front of the MX Hill, and more huge here, just like we saw with Greater the Legend. Hard landing there on all 4 tires, kicks him up sideways onto the lefts, but pulls it back down now to the pod with about 20 seconds left. What can he do to end out this freestyle run onto 2 wheels and puts it back down?
I feel like he needs one big wow moment here with the final 15 seconds remaining here. It's going to come right here. Maybe he's going to pull it back on the all 4 wheels. No, he's not going to go back on. Looks like he might have gotten shut down there. Just kind of looked like he gave up trying to save it.
Yeah, you have to wonder if they maybe shut that truck down mid-save. They didn't see something that they liked or something like that. But here's this huge air off the MX Hill. That's definitely up there with Greater the Legend for that biggest air so far here tonight.
Yeah, that was a solid maybe 3 to 5 seconds of air time. That's a huge amount of time, but he brought it back down on all 4s after getting on the 2 wheels here. And then I believe this is the last hit here. We'll see what happened exactly.
You can see, lands it. Looks like he was maybe trying to turn before he was quite landing. And it gets him up onto this 1 wheel right here. It would have been brought back down. The truck, it kind of pulled back up off the ground. I don't know if he doesn't have the grip to continue on. If they shut him off, we'll have to see with that. But it's a score of a 19, so just 1 point lower than what we saw with Greater the Legend. So obviously a disappointing run for Joe Sandrovich. Didn't fill the clock. That maybe hurt his score just a little bit right there. Next out, Overboard and William Seaman.
We'll have to see what he does for the first hit. Looks like he's eyeing up the back of the racing lane with a nice little sky wheelie over top of that. Brought it right back down on the other side into a slap wheelie. A nice way to start off his run here. Maybe he's going to try to build some momentum throughout the run so he doesn't put himself in the danger too early.
Yeah, he was the first truck out in St. Louis last week. Got him a decent points day for sure out of that, but he's going to definitely want more here as he's a little bit later out here in Chicago. Nice air off the bus deck there. It actually catches the edge, and the tire's been blown out with that bus landing.
Yeah, it looks like he caught maybe one of the holes there from the emergency flaps of the bus, and that just kind of ripped his tire off. So this is something definitely new that, I don't think anyone's seen yet. So we'll have to see how he's going to be able to do with a flat tire there. It's definitely better than a broken wheel off the truck. So it has its own, difficulties with it, but we'll have to see if he can overcome them.
He's going to try with some nice air there. Going to get a little crooked, though, in the air because of that flat tire upside down. Will it be able to pull back out? It will not. And for William Seaman, a disappointing run for sure. Not what he wanted out of this freestyle run. Still tons of time left, and that flat tire hindering what could have been for this run. We'll take a look at some of the replays from Overboard's run, William Seaman, and we'll just see how this tire maybe blew out.
Let's see what happens here. He's going to land onto the top of the bus, and it might have caught that opening there. I'm not quite sure. Maybe, I'm not really sure, but he just got stuck there. Luckily, he was able to get off of it, so that's always a good thing here. And then he went into I don't know if you call that a sky wheelie or just a normal wheelie.
Well, right here, here's that last hit. As you can see, that flat tire with just the different air pressures and stuff, it kicks the truck sideways. At that point, you're praying when you land, it just lands nicely, but it did not for Overboard and William Seaman. And that is a pretty nasty rollover. That thing was rolling over for a long time. But obviously, the score is not going to be great. You can't really point to this run and say much from it, as it obviously ended early as well. So yeah, it's an 11 for Overboard William Seaman. Definitely a disappointing run after his decent run in St. Louis. Now he's going to be back behind the 8 ball again with not a great run here in Chicago. Next truck out, Wild Hair and Roland Holzer. Gonna waste no time. Straight to the nice ramp there. Nice air, getting a little sideways. Hits the pod, but pulls it back down early on this run.
That was a pretty lucky hit off that pod there. Definitely could have hurt him really early in the run here, but he was able to keep it under control there. He's going to hit the back of that little car stack there. He's going to land it right back down. Again, it looks like another driver who's just going to slowly gain momentum over the run. He's just going to go over the front of the MX ramp. Huge air out of him as well. Lands it on the all fours pretty perfectly there. Not that big of a bounce afterwards. He's going to look for his next hit.
It's going to be off of the pod on the other end of the stadium. More nice air off of that. Pulls it into a little bit of a wheelie straight into the bus stack. It gets him up over it, a little crooked there, but nonetheless it got him over it. And now he has half the run left to continue on. Where's he going to go next? Looks like maybe back to the bus stack, and it will be nice air off it again. Will he combo it up with a hit off the pod? It looks like he will. A little bit of a wheelie off the top of the ramp there.
That was a little bit of an awkward hit there, but he brought it right back down. I'm kind of curious if these drivers saw what happened on the last run there. So huge air off the back of the MX ramp. Did not, I wasn't ready for that one there, but he was able to hit it perfectly. But I was going to say, I wonder if these drivers are a little nervous to hit that bus ramp now, just considering what happened there with overboard.
And more nice air there. Wheelies it up over the pond in the final 10 seconds. What's he going to do? Maybe towards the backflip ramp to maybe end out his run as he gets up and over, but not enough kick and hard down onto the front of that truck. And with just under 5 seconds left, this freestyle run will come to an end. It looks like the clock officially has 2 seconds left. So will that be enough to dethrone Grinder? I don't know if it had the wow moments, but it definitely was a solid run.
It was definitely a solid run throughout here. You can see the backflip here. Just the back tires didn't kick off the way he was hoping for and just lands hard onto the hood of the truck there and put him right upside down. But with a 21, I believe that puts him up in the second place.
That will be second place for Roland Holzer in Wild Hair. So a good run early on for him. Puts him up into good position for some good points. Next truck out, we have Madusa, Ashlyn Boyd looking to come out and wow the crowd here in Chicago.
We'll see what she has to do being the lone female in the field of trucks here. She's going to start it off with the pod section there. Nicely done over top of that. Straight to the back of the racing lane there. Nice little sky wheelie, possibly into a slap wheelie. Yes, she does grinding the back of the truck on the dirt. Always love to see that in a slap wheelie.
Yeah, that was a very nice combo move there with a little bit of a sky wheelie into that slap wheelie off of the bus stack. Some nice air there, just kind of taking it easy early on. It looks like for Ashlyn Boyd in the Madusa monster truck, as only 25 seconds in, so still a lot of time left to do some more. Gonna go over the pod nicely there, clears it, and looks like maybe comboed up right into the bus stack.
That's always a good strategy, just to make sure you start off slow, because we've seen so far, only 2 drivers have pretty much filled up the entire clock. So as long as you get past, 20 seconds to go or so, you're pretty solid there. A little cockeyed on top of the pod section, but she brought it right back down. We'll see what she's going to go next, possibly the back of the racing jump or MX jump.
Yeah, and so far, no one has actually filled the full 90 seconds. We've seen a few drivers come close within the final 5 seconds of filling the clock, but no one's gone full 90 seconds yet. So Ashlyn Boyd looking to become the first, and Madusa is now starting to heat up. Nice air off the bus stack, landing it hard. Going to get a little crooked there. It goes over the pod, but pulls it back down. Great save by Ashlyn Boyd and Madusa, and now 15 seconds remain to go crazy.
Nice job saving. She's going to go for the Beam Monster's backflip, losing the hood, but she's going to bring it back around upside down. I don't think she might not be able to pull out. She's not going to be able to. So doesn't fill the clock, but again, I believe there's another 2 seconds left on it.
Yeah, so coming down to those final 2 seconds, we've had, 3-4 people come within 88 seconds. But right here, nice hit off of the bus stack. But going to get a little crooked on the landing right here. Gets towards the pod, wheelies into it, and right here, this is where gets up onto 2 wheels.
Yeah, almost could have broken that right or that left front tire off of that truck, but luckily does not break it off. Then you can see the backflip here, nails it, and then it does pull around, but definitely not as much speed as she was hoping for. It puts it upside down and then onto the side of the truck.
And maybe tried to save it right here. Maybe they shut him down, but that was it for the Madusa run, and it's a 17, so that'll put Ashlyn Boyd down maybe a little bit lower than they were hoping for in this run. As next truck out, we have Monster Energy, Brett Sierra straight to the bus stack for his first hit.
Nice air off of that hit again with the Monster Energy truck. That is 3 of them in the fields, different tours. Nice air off of that. He's definitely going to be hoping for a little bit of a better run this time around, but he had a very big wow factor in the last event, so we'll have to see if he can, get on the same level as it, or if anything, surpass it.
And maybe he'll try and complete the front flip this time here in Chicago. Gonna get some nice air there. Gonna wheelie into the pod a little crooked there, but lands it nicely on top of it and drives off of that obstacle. So a nice recovery there for Brett Sierra in the Monster Energy truck. Gonna go a little sideways off the pod there. Gets some nice air. Gonna combo it up there. And nice sky wheelie off of that ramp and pulls it back down.
That sky really completely cleared that little jump section there. So nicely done by him. He's going to go over the bus stack. Nice air off of that straight into the pod section there. Almost landing on top of it after the second bounce there. So I don't know. That'd be a combination move, kind of trick move there. But it looks like he's lining up the back of the MX ramp.
And nice air off of that will clear the whole MX ramp. And 20 seconds remain for Brett Sierra in the Monster Energy red truck. Where is he going to go? Looks like to the front side of the MX hill. He'll nail it. Go off it sideways. Nice sky wheelie in the air. Lands it hard. He'll get onto the pod. Pulls it onto one wheel and pulls it back down. Where's he going to go next?
He's going to reverse it into the pod section there. Nicely done by him. The best maneuver he could have done there. Straight into the next one there as well. He's going to be able to put it back down on all fours, and I believe he's the first truck to completely fill the time up.
Yeah, he's done all 90 seconds here in the Monster Energy truck, so while it didn't have the wow factors that we saw from Grinder and Caden Lemos, it did have some nice momentum, so we'll have to see what the judges think about the Monster Energy run. You see that nice air off of the MX ramp, lands it hard, gets onto the pod, but does a great job saving this truck and keeping it off of the wall.
Yeah, nice little save here on the one wheel. Brought it right back down. I believe this is where the final 5 seconds remain. He's just going to shift it into reverse and just nail the gas there. You can see a 24, so that's a tie for the lead.
That will be a tie with Grinder for the freestyle lead. So obviously filling that clock, and the nice moves he had during it helped him out. So now Monster Energy Brett Sierra sits with Caden Lemos and Grinder on the hot seat. Next truck out, Bigfoot Keyshawn Richardson. He ended his run last week in St. Louis in an amazing way. Did a backflip off of the side of the bus stack. We'll see what he does here. He'll start the run with some nice air off of the MX ramp.
Nice smooth way to start off the run there. Always nice to land smoothly on the other side of the jump. He's going to go off that little jump there. Try to get a slap lead out of it onto his side there. So not the way he was hoping for the truck to react, but he was able to bring it back down. Now he looks like he's going to go over the back of the bus stack there. He's going to clear it there, put it right back down on the other side of the ramp there into a nice slap wheelie.
That was a very nice slap wheelie there. Kept it out of the wall. Now 30 seconds down, 60 seconds remain for Bigfoot and Keyshawn Richardson. Nice air there off of the racing. They look crooked there, trying to control it, and does. Great job by Keyshawn putting it back down. It looks like it'll go to the side of the pod, cross-thread it up right there. More nice air off of that. Pulls it into a wheelie. Where's he going to go with that? To the back of the racing lane. Some nice air off that. Does he pull it into a slap wheelie? He does, and drags the back tailgate.
I think one thing Keyshawn likes to do is definitely put that truck into a wheelie there. He always tries to fill every jump with one. He's going to get some nice air off of that straight into the pod section there. Going to clear that one and back onto the other side of it. Has 20 seconds remaining. We'll have to see what he can do with these final 20.
Looks like he's going to go back to the bus stack. Huge air off that one. Maybe the biggest air we've seen off the bus stack so far here tonight. Lands it hard down. Going to try and keep it out of the wall. Now 10 seconds remain for Keyshawn to go crazy.
He's going to probably get 1 or 2 more hits. Huge air off the MX ramp, putting it into a skywheel there. Hits it on the back of the truck into the pod section there. Get a little cross-eyed there, but he put it right back down. And then, was that a backflip off the wall?
He just used the wall. I don't know if the officials are quite going to like that. I mean, they're probably not too happy that Keyshawn did that, but that was a very interesting move. Unfortunately for Keyshawn, that came after the time expired, so that will not be judged. But that was an interesting move for sure.
You can see the air here, right? Straight into the pod section there. Nice sky wheelie, and then he brought it back over to the other end of that little pod. But yeah, I mean, we just saw a backflip off the wall.
He used half backflip ramp, half wall, and I'm sure the officials here are not going to be too happy with Keyshawn after that one. But a very, very solid run for Keyshawn Richardson and the Bigfoot. The question is, do you have enough to get by Grinder, Monster Energy, or even tie them? We're going to see that last hit. Yeah, just use the wall a little bit. I mean,
I don't think that's against the rules, is it?
We hope not. I mean, but the score for Keyshawn's at 23, so I'll put him right behind in technically third position right now, as the front two are tied in from him at 24 points. As next out, we have Zachary DeLello and the Bounty Hunter.
We'll have to see what Zachary DeLello do. Just seeing a truck do a backflip off the wall. I think these drivers after Keyshawn are going to have to know, they're going to have to fill the time. They're going to have to get a wow factor, and they're just going to have a solid run all throughout. Nice air off the other side of that back of the bus stack there. I don't think we've seen anyone hit that side of the ramp yet. So still, their drivers are finding new ways to hit the jumps.
He's going to go off the racing lane. Some nice air off that one. Very, very long launch there. Pulls it into a little bit of a wheelie there, but didn't have the room to make that one stick. He's going to turn around to the pod here. Going to go off it at a nice angle there. Angles it downward to try and pull it into a wheelie, and does. Then back over that little ramp right there and clears that one basically perfectly right on the down ramp. So a decent start so far to Zachary DeLello's run.
He's definitely having good momentum so far. Nice air over the front of the bus stack then, and then straight into the pod section there, a little bit onto the front wheels, and he lost the wheel. Oh, no.
And that's not great with it being a rear wheel as well. That's going to hurt the speed of the truck, but DeLello's going to continue on and try and make the most of a very, very bad situation. He'll try and get whatever he can out of it, but obviously going to hinder the performance he could put on for the fans here. And at this point, the only push you can really give out for what he's doing right now is a kudos. To just say, I can't believe you've continued on with what's happened, but so far he's doing a great job. He's going to try and fill the clock with this.
I don't know. I think most of these drivers are under the impression of if the truck's still running, he's just going to go for it. Nice air, a little bit of a sideways landing there into I guess that would be considered a wheelie there. Not really sure, but he's going to, he tried to go over the MX ramp. He's going to pull it over, and then I'm going to count that as a save.
Yeah, I think that's a save back onto the three wheels, and that ended the clock out. So even though DeLello had a very bad moment midway through that run, he was still able to fill the clock out, and you have to give some props to him for that, and that should definitely score him some points. It may not be the biggest score of the night, but it's definitely going to be a very, very nice score for DeLello, especially after losing the wheel midway through it.
Oh. Yeah, it seems like one of the biggest difficulties of this track so far is that car stack and that bus stack. Whenever you go off the front of them, it leads you straight into that pod section there, but right here, you can see I guess from the East Series, those drivers doing the 180-degree sky wheelie. He tried to do his own rendition of it.
It's going to be a 20 for Zachary DeLello right there, so that'll move him, I believe, about 5th place on the running order, actually tied with Gravedigger the Legend and Malachi Rodriguez. As next truck out, it's El Toro Loco, Conrad Evans. He'll go straight to the racing lane to start out his run.
Already here, he's hitting the side of the pod section there, looking for his next hit. He's going to go over, I don't know if that'd be considered the front or the back of it or a side of it. We'll go with that. But he's going to go over the back of the bus stack there, almost touching the same exact spot where Overboard did and cut his tire. So luckily he was able to escape from that.
And Conrad Evans had a great run last week in St. Louis. He's down the bottom 4 trucks now to go out freestyle. So the bar has been set currently at Monster Energy and Grinder for the freestyle lead. Can Conrad Evans try and channel what he did at St. Louis and pull out a nice run, a nice wheelie there, and combos it straight up into the next obstacle?
A little cockeyed there with the rear wheel just sticking up in the air, but he was able to bring it back down. Not sure if his suspension's messed up or anything, but nice air off that racing lane there. Nicely done landing it as well here. With 35 seconds remaining here, just under halfway. We'll have to see what he can do here. Little 2 wheels onto his side here. He's going to go onto his other side and upside down. I don't think he's going to be able to pull out of this one.
No, and with that wall being so close, they might have just shut him down as he was trying to save it. They didn't want him to get up into the wall protection and basically climb up it. But that's it for El Toro Loco, Conrad Evans. A lot of time left on the clock and definitely not going to be able to take over the freestyle lead. But this hit right here, it was a very nice one as it landed hard down. He pulled it into a wheel. You have to wonder if something messed up with the suspension right there because it looked like almost as if the sway bar was broken after this.
Yeah, it definitely did with the way his truck was landing. You can see right here, I don't think the truck should be torquing like that. No. I mean, I could be wrong, but that doesn't look right to me.
And maybe that didn't help as you can see the front and the rear just not aligned whenever he's going different directions. But right there, they may have shut him down as soon as he got close to that wall. Horns and everything falling off. And as you can see, when it actually lands down, you can see how the truck's kind of twisted there.
Yeah.
Not supposed to look like that. But it's a 12 for Conrad Evans, El Toro Loco. Not what he wanted after his good performance out in St. Louis. Next truck out, the final 3 left. Lucas Oil Crusader, Jose Mills will take to the track, trying to be a 24, which is currently a tie between Monster Energy and Grinder.
For his first hit, he's going to hit the back of the bus stacks. Nicely done over top of that. Into a slap, really nice combination move there. Watch out for that wall. He gets away from it. Now he looks like he's going to go for the racing lane. I thought he was going to go for the MX ramp this early in the run.
And that was some nice air off the racing lane again. Gets him down a little bit sideways. Hits the pod a little bit. Able to bring it back down to all 4 tires. Looks like he'll go for the pod with his next hit. Off it a little sideways. He'll land it sideways. Pull it back down to all 4s. And he'll go to the back of the racing lane. Try and maybe pull this into a slap wheelie. The hood comes flying off. He pulls it into a slap wheelie. But not really the direction we were thinking he was going to go. He went sideways off that ramp.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if he hit one of the sides of the other ramps or not, but it kicked him that way. I would call that a cross move off that ramp, and then little cockeyed into the pod section there, but he brought it right back down with 40 seconds remaining here. He's not going to line up for the backflip ramp. Looks like he's going to aim for the back of the MX ramp.
It's going to be some nice air off that way. He carried some nice speed. He's going to clear the MX ramp, get down a little sideways. But with 30 seconds left, this has been a solid performance so far. Can he try and do something crazy here in these final 30 to get the freestyle lead? Nice air off that one.
He's going to get a little cockeyed there off.
My goodness.
What was that move? I don't even know what that was. He's going to pull it over. He's going to pull it back onto all four wheels.
Well, I mean, we've been seeing those crazy moves in the East Division. We saw that last night in Tampa, and Jose Mills decided to join them. Now they shut him down as he hit the wall a little right there, but he has 13 seconds left to do something. It looks like he's refired. He'll get going. What can he do to end out this run?
I don't know if the judges are going to like that little backup move there, but we'll have to see what he's going to do next. Lining up for the back of the MX ramp. We'll have to see what he's thinking of here. Little nice. He's going to try to do that backflip they tried to do in the East, but it didn't really work out for him. But it was a nice wheelie into a slap wheelie there, and then he's upside down again, and he's going to save it again.
I think he carried too much speed into the MX ramp to make that work, but it was still a nice little move for Jose Mills to end out the run. Was that good enough to dethrone Monster Energy and Grinder? He had this crazy move in the middle to help him out.
You can see here, I'm pretty sure he's just on the gas nonstop there, landed on the back tire, gets cockeyed into the pod section. I think that was an actual corkscrew, and then he pulled it around.
He had the luck to have that thing come back down to all fours. That's going to be going into the record books as a great save. But right here at the end of this run, he tried to do that forward momentum backflip that we've seen tried to be done in the East at Tampa, and right here he had too much speed and got to the top of the ramp and it just didn't get enough kick over. Pulled it into a nice wheelie at the top though, then it came back down, and we'll have to see if the judges scored this. Pulled into another wheelie, which then turned into an impressive save. So if that gets scored, that could be another great move for Jose Mills, and it's going to be taking the lead, a 25, so 1 point up. Jose Mills now leads freestyle, and only 2 trucks left to challenge him, but they were the 2 best out in St. Louis. Gravedigger Eli Bright will come to the floor.
You can see Eli coming out straight for the MX ramp. Huge air off of that. That's the highest we've seen all night. He's going to land a little sideways, though, but he pulled it back down. I think he saw Zeidel's run in the East Series in Gravedigger, and I think he's trying to one-up him.
And he's trying to carry that Gravedigger name well. Zeidel won freestyle in Tampa with that crazy move that we saw, the pure wet 360 skywheel, you name it. He did it. Can Eli Bright try and one-up his Gravedigger teammate? We're going to find out. He's carrying some nice momentum early on this run. More huge air, and he'll launch it towards the pod, up onto the pod with the sky wheelie. Eli's going off so far here in Chicago.
That could have been a dangerous move, but he controlled it very well here. He's definitely bringing the Gravedigger name up to the bar that they've set for it. Nice air over the back of the bus stack into a little bit of an endo there. Brought it right back down. You know, I'm starting to think these Gravedigger drivers don't care about winning. I think they just care about one-upping each other, as huge air off the middle of the MX ramp again.
He'll get up onto the pod, a little crooked there coming off, but he does a nice job putting it back down. Where's he going to go next with now just under 30 seconds left to the back of the MX hill? Nails the gas hard. A nice sky wheelie. A hard landing on the rear. They've built this truck well. That hasn't fallen apart so far. He's taken some hard hits. But now the final 20 seconds to the final 15 seconds coming up. Can Eli do something crazy? Try and get by Lucas Oil Crusader.
With 10 seconds remaining, he's had some nice air, but not really a wow factor in yet, so we'll have to see what he can do with the final 6 seconds here. He's lining up for the back of the MX ramp. Is he going to try to do the same move that was just done? We'll have to see if he can do it.
Oh,
he's not going to be able to bring it around.
I think he also had a little bit too much speed going in. It was closer than Crusader, but is that going to be enough to get by Jose Mills and Lucas Oil Crusader? He had big hits. He had a lot of momentum. He just didn't have some wow factors, but, I mean, will this be enough? That's the big question.
I mean, with the, factors of momentum and huge air put into play, I'm not sure, because the top 3 have all had wow factors, put into their freestyles. So if I'm a judge, I'm definitely putting that on to my mandatory list. But you can see here, this move, I'm starting to think all the drivers are going to try it just to brag, to say that they were the first ones to complete it.
And he just did not have enough momentum. Landed hard on the nose of that truck. We'll have to see what the scores are for Eli Bright and Gravedigger. Was it enough to get by? 25 for Jose Mills is the score to beat, and it's not. It's a 23 for Eli Bright. That puts him down in a tie with Bigfoot. That would be down below the front 3. That's a tie for 4th. But the last truck out, St. Louis winner Superman Brandon Beal, he tried his own forward momentum backflip in St. Louis, just in a different way. He didn't have another ramp to hit off of. He tried to just do it in the air. We'll see what he does here. Will he try that forward momentum backflip?
I would be surprised if he didn't try to do it. You can see a little cockeyed there, nicely done over top of that bus stack there. Definitely didn't hit it the way he wanted to, but he was able to bring it back over the top here. This man has some big shoes to fill to try to get this victory here, but if anyone can do it, it's definitely him, considering that he is the last truck out.
No.
He won last time. He's already sideways there, but brought it down. Didn't even hurt the cape this time. He's ready to win.
And he's kind of getting stuck up against that wall. This is not helping his score at all. He just wasted about 5 seconds right there trying to get by that wall, and he might have been a little angry. He just took it out on that ramp right there. He went full speed into it, pulled into a nice wheelie there, but that definitely is not going to help his score out. He wasted a few seconds over there playing with that wall.
He definitely wasted a few seconds, so that just means he has to make it up with nice moves there. Already on the two wheels, brought it right back down into that pod section there. We'll have to see what he's planning out next, possibly lining up for the back of the MX ramp. Yes, he is.
Oh, my
Huge
goodness.
air off of that. I think that's the farthest we've seen someone land after the back of it. Two wheels, brought it right back down on the all fours.
15 seconds remain for Superman Brandon Beal. Where's he going to go? He's racing down. That's almost as if he's taking the racing line down through there.
I think he's lining up for it.
Yeah, I think he is in the final 5 seconds. He knows what he wants to do. Can he do it?
He's going to bring it around.
Oh,
He
no.
has a chance, but he's not going to do it. Is he going to get back on the all fours? No, he's not.
So it was a solid run. The question is, can it beat the 25? If Gravedigger didn't, I don't know if this one can.
I mean, I don't think he has a chance for the victory. He has a chance for a solid placement in the scoring, but definitely not the victory. This nice little move here, definitely helped by the ramp there, but this is where you said he wasted at least 5 seconds of his time trying to get around this wall.
And then right here, that's maybe the biggest air and the biggest launch we've seen off of the back of the MX hill. He'll land it hard on the front. He actually pulls it into a little bit of a wheelie right here and down onto two wheels, brings it back down to all four. And then right here, the final move. He tried it. Just like we've seen many other drivers over the past 2 days, he tried to do it. It just didn't have enough. It was the closest that we've maybe seen so far. It just didn't have enough rotation. Almost actually caught that front wheel to pull back over, but didn't have enough grip to do that. Parts come flying off the Superman truck, and it's not enough. A 21 for Brandon Beal. That'll put him into 6th position. And Jose Mills and Lucas Oil Crusader is just one freestyle as we look at the top 7. Lucas Oil Crusader, Grinder, and Monster Energy. Then Gravedigger, Bigfoot, Superman, and Wild Hair. Some very good performances up there in this first page.
Yeah, definitely a solid event from all these guys, as you can see, 8 through 14 there. I think the biggest story coming out of this is that who's going to be the first driver to land that forward momentum backflip. I think everyone's going to try to do it now.
And you can see great results for Jose Mills through the first 2 events. Have him on top. Brandon Beal, Eli Bright, and others on down. Remember, the top 8 advance through, so Wild Hair right now in that final spot to advance to the World Finals as they run. So that's it. The midway point of week number 2 is done. Next up, Houston in the West Series.